Check it out now. Holy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's going on with NBA Youngboy. If you guys don't know, he's been on house arrest for quite a long time. Feels like a couple years at this point. However, it must be the asbestos up in that crib in Utah, or I don't know, maybe it's the lead poisoning in the goddamn fingernail polish, or maybe it's just the goddamn spray paint that he's using to paint his face these days. But he just went bad on everybody, including me, okay? Well, actually, not everybody, just me. Now, if you guys don't know, listen, me and NBA Youngboy, we've been pretty cordial. I would consider that we used to be more than acquaintances. Maybe some could call friends. Regardless, I've had multiple private conversations with him. Now, after a couple days ago where I incorrectly, and I'll admit incorrectly, reported that the beef was squashed between him and Durk, clearly Youngboy is not in the mood for none of the stop the violence that he's been preaching the last couple of days. So he took to his burner Twitter because, yes, for whatever reason, he's trying to be edgy by not using his main account, so he used alternate burner accounts. Listen, I don't know. You guys figure it out. And he basically said, hey, Ak, you a bitch, okay? Now, again, I figured tit for tat. Listen, I said something incorrect. He was upset about it, but I left it at that. I said, hey, for whatever reason, he didn't feel a need to call me when he usually calls me about everything else. However, I'll just let him be, and clearly, he must be going through some stuff. Okay, now, a couple days later, and if you don't know, Lil Durk announced he's dropping an album Friday, and Youngboy popped up and said he's dropping an album too. Now, after Lil Durk said something which seemingly was a sneak diss, I'll be honest, at Youngboy, where he says, yo, listen, he's glad his music get played on other platforms other than YouTube. Basically, people always say that Youngboy's the YouTube rapper, right? And Youngboy took offense to it, and he decided to not only diss Durk, but Durk's baby mama, and of course, throw good Akademiks in there, okay? Now, he tweeted out a picture of his album cover, which you already know, that's promo. He says, Lil Durk, you a bitch, and your nasty ass hoe, and it's shown. In Akademiks, you a pure fat hoe who mouth gonna be the reason. You from now on, and then it says Richest Op. Apparently his album's called Richest Op. Now, he continued because he then tweeted out directly at India, and he says, tell that pussy bitch he bet not drop. He ain't thing, pretty lady. Then he at me and he says, Akademiks, you steady talk about sales. Bitch, I'm paid. Can't manipulate me, clown. You're embarrassing yourself. Simple fact, I can't be fucked with. That's why I'm dropping. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'm going to indulge everybody and try to see both sides of this, even though this has something to do with me. Does Youngboy have a reason or a point to be mad at me because I didn't report the accurate fact that him and Durk ain't squash nothing, right? Yes, I think that's a very fair point. If I got it wrong, I think he has a point to be mad. However, I did take accountability. I did apologize. Okay. Now, I will also say that what this has shown is that everything that we have perceived about Youngboy seems to be completely a fake and a fraud. And what I mean by that is he's been preaching stop the violence, but now he's trying to make it known that he wants to get violent. Okay. Pick a side, brother. Okay. I'm also going to say that I've never seen him this overtly try to use controversy for sales. I've talked to him multiple times. He claims he doesn't care about sales. Yet after his last album sold 62,000 copies first week, it's apparent that his new tactics of trying to sell records is either to overtly, get into some back and forth, because he literally tweeted out the album cover with this and a bunch of people. Okay, here's the point about it. Regardless of what's going on, hey, listen, be mad at me all you want. You should be mad about 100 other things, but listen, I'm just going to give some blatant advice, okay? Youngboy, the edginess is over, okay? Just use your Instagram account. It's clear you're bothered a little bit by sales because you responded to me while I was on live talking about sales. And I don't think you're doing this if Lil Durk doesn't outsell you. And what happened is that in the last year or so, Lil Durk baited you out. He basically got you to drop a diss song, one that I liked, which was called I Hate Youngboy, but you dropped it out of season. You weren't releasing music. You did it sporadically because you were upset. And what happened is that Lil Durk followed that up because he dropped Aha. He essentially dropped his album, and he sold a lot of copies. He sold 120,000. When you later dropped your album, you sold like around 100. Then you dropped another album and you sold 60. You can fool a lot of people a lot of the times and fool some of the people some of the times, but you probably won't fool all the people all the time, all right? The mere fact is you're coming off to be exactly like every other rapper, using online feuds and back and forths and beefs that's actually really rooted and stemmed in the streets to sell records. That's all you're doing. You're on house arrest. You can swing in the air all you want. You can't go 100 feet outside the house, okay? So with all due respect, all of this like stop the violence, increase the violence, I mean, I don't even know if you can make it to the mailbox. Like, just calm it down, promote your music. At the end of the day, you're very blessed and you're in a very fortunate position that you're able to make a living off of this whole thing. But this whole, like, you know what I mean, like anger management, shout at my phone, you know, like, hey, listen, you want to promote your music and get some attention around it. I get it. The whole diss people to get more attention works, still not going to help the sales because you're just not doing what the music business requires you to do to sell more records. You got the biggest fan base in the game, but you're just not utilizing it right. That's what I'm thinking. You let Lil Durk literally out checkmate you, and it essentially seems like the bigger artist because he's selling more. But in reality, he's just playing the industry game better. Don't complain about this industry. And I heard him say this thing about industry friends when he said he was talking about me. Brother, if you that anti-industry, bro, go stop making music. You've threatened it like 20 times, but you're not going to do it because it's fed your family and it keeps giving you tens of millions of dollars. Again, after a while, it kind of becomes see-through, okay? You could act like you don't care, but it seems like you care. You could act like you don't care about sales, but it also seems like you care. And also, you could act like you're tired of this industry, but you're doing the same industry things. You're just not doing it in a traditional way. Again, enlist in an anger management class, stop shouting at the phone, and hopefully, I hope you beat your second federal case, because I really think this all stems from you being locked in the house. You've been locked in the house too long, man, and that's the problem, okay? Anyway, get well, young boy. Hope, you know, whatever bipolar trip you're going through now, it will pass, and at that point, you know, I'll be here to forgive you, okay? That's all it is. Good luck with your album dropping this week, and listen, you know what? I'll buy a few copies. Hopefully you do outsell Lil Durk, okay? Who knows? Get in the comments, but you guys like them, subscribe. Youngboy goes off the deep end. According to him, I don't even know what he's trying to say. He's basically just saying that everybody's bitches, and he's dropping an album. Okay. Where have we seen that before? Get in the comments, we're Akademiks. What do you guys think about this? Oh!